Top 10 Creepiest Ghosts in Asia. It cannot be denied that besides the human world, there's an unseen world beside us. So does in every country. In this video, ScaryAvery featured top 10 creepiest ghosts in Asia, including Kushi, Pocong, Suikui, and many more. If you have any experience about being haunted, write in the comment section and we will pick top experience to be featured in our next video. Get yourself ready to face your fear. Number 10. Kushi, Japan. According to the legend, Kushi, whose name means the woman with the mouth divided, was mutilated by her own husband, who was mentally ill. The husband found out that she was cheating on him and planning to get divorced. Therefore, he became so mad and took a large scissor to cut a permanent smile in her face. He then asked her, "Who will think you pretty now?" After her death, she came back in the form of a spirit and found many people who walking down a street late at night. She showed up wearing a surgical mask and coat and then asked, "Am I pretty?" If you say no, she will cut your head off with a large pair of scissors that she carries. If you say yes, then she takes off the mask, revealing her mouth cut from ear to ear. And then comes the second part. She asks again, "What now?" If your answer changes and you say no, it will cut you in half. And if your answer yes, then you will be just like her, for Kushi will also cut off your mouth. So, be careful. Number 9. Virgin Ghost, Korea. In Korea, Chonyoguisin means virgin girl ghost. They typically are seen wearing a white hanbok or sobok, usually worn during death. They are also characterized by their long black hair due to the fact that tradition states that single women should always wear their hair up. In Confucian Korean tradition, it was a woman's role to serve her father, husband, and sons. If she died before being able to fulfill this goal, she would be cursed to walk the earth for eternity. Because of this, most Chonyoguisin carry with them strong bitterness and anger and often haunt the village or towns of their former families, hoping to cause hardship for them. Interestingly enough, village in the past thought to host angry Chonyoguisin would create phallic statues to pacify them. Hasindang Park in Samcheok is an example of this. Number 8. Na Kra Nang, Thailand. Na was beautiful, pregnant, and truly in love. All was well until her husband was conscripted to fight in the war. While he was away, May and the baby both passed away in childbirth. The husband returns to find his wife and baby, and is warned by the villagers that she's now a ghost. The husband realized once he sees Na stretch her arm out to pick something up, and he flees. With Na in hot pursuit, he rides amongst a ghost-proof land before heading to the sanctuary of temple. Na was exorcised twice by monks, confined firstly to a jar and secondly to a waistband. And it is said that the royal family of Thailand has that waistband today. Number 7. The Tunnel Rats Encounter, Vietnam. During the war between North Vietnam and South Vietnam, occurred between 1955 and 1975, there are so many victims that caused by the war, and left the country of Vietnam with a fallout of horrific tales, war crimes, and even supernatural occurrences. On top of that, We pick the tunnel rat encounter as one of many famous ghosts during the Vietnam War. Tunnel rats were American, Australian, and New Zealand soldiers who performed dangerous search and destroy missions during the Vietnam War. Thousands of soldiers lost their lives trying to clear out tunnels in terrain they weren't familiar with. Many died from bullets and shrapnel. Many others from biological traps such as pit vipers and scorpions. Decades later, some believe that the ghosts of many of these soldiers haunt the tunnels and the soil itself to this day. It seems that many spirits cannot find their peace after the war. Number 6. Pocong, Indonesia. Pocong is one of many famous ghosts in Indonesia. Many people think that pocong has the origin of deceased person. It is said that the pocong robe wasn't removed during the funeral process, so that the corpse soul wanted to ask for help to open the pocong robe. The sighting of pocong starts from the smoke that appears right in the middle of the navel of his grave. Then pocong will walk around his grave once, even though his feet are bone, but pocong can still walk with his legs both. After becoming the perfect pocong figure, he will fly hovering to frighten humans. The eyes look like they are about to come out. There are no eyebrows or flesh on the skin. So, have you ever seen pocong? Number 5. Pontianak, Malaysia. Perhaps the most talked about supernatural being thanks to Malay movies featuring this creature. Pontianak is believed to be the ghost of a pregnant female, although they are usually portrayed as long-haired, pale-skinned, smelling of jasmine and dressed in all-white garb. They are believed to take on the form of beautiful maidens and prey on unsuspecting males. The non-threatening appearance of this creature is probably how it lures its victim before digging into their stomach with its long nails and devouring the victim's organs. Pontianak is also known to seek revenge by dismembering male reproductive organs. Ew. Number 4. Jiangxi, China. Meet the Chinese zombie and vampire, Jiangxi. They are corpses who have awoken with the purpose of killing the living to absorb their life essence. They have greenish-white skin and are sometimes depicted with rotting flesh. The special characteristic of Jiangxi is that they can only move by hopping, since their bodies and limbs are stuffed due to rigor mortis. The thum-thum-thum sound of a hopping monster can often send Chinese children cowering. It is said that mirrors can be used to ward off Jiangxi. Jiangxi are afraid of their own reflections, as well as the brightness of mirrors. Have you ever heard about Jiangxi before? Number 3. White Lady, Philippines. White Lady, known as Caperosa, are popular ghost story topics in Philippines. Sightings of White Lady are common around the country. The most prominent one is the White Lady of Ballet Drive in Quezon City. It is said that it is the ghost of a long-haired woman in a white dress who, according to the legend, died in a car accident while driving along Ballet Drive. Most stories about her were told by taxi drivers during the graveyard shift, such as one where a taxi crosses Ballet Drive and a very beautiful woman is asking for a ride. The cabby then looks behind and sees the woman's face was full of blood and bruises, causing him to abandon his taxi in terror. In other instances, it is said that when solitary people drive on that street in the early morning, they briefly see the face of a white-clad woman in the rear-view mirror before she quickly disappears. Some accidents on this road are blamed on apparitions of the White Lady. Number 2. Yukion Japan. Yukion appears on snowy nights as a tall, beautiful woman with long black hair and blue lips. Her inhumanly pale or even transparent skin makes her blend into the snowy landscape. She sometimes wears a white kimono, but other legends describe her as nude, with only her face and hair standing out against the snow. Despite her inhuman beauty, her eyes can strike terror into mortals. She floats across the snow, leaving no footprints, and she can transform into a cloud or mist or snow if threatened. In many stories, Yukion appears to travelers trapped in snowstorms and use her icy breath to lift them as frost-coated corpses. Other legends say she leads them astray, so they simply die of exposure. Other times, she manifests holding a child. When a well-intentioned soul takes a child from her, they are frozen in place. Parents searching for lost children are particularly susceptible to this tactic. Other legends make Yukion much more aggressive. In these stories, she often invades home, blowing in the door with a gust of wind to kill residents in their sleep. So creepy. Number 1. Suikui, China. Long time ago, there is a small pond which no one ever visits. One day, a man decided to fish there and set up his stool and his rod. As the man sits by the waterside, a face materializes from the murk and blinks huge, frog-like eyes at him. He feels a slimy hand grabs his ankle, and in a flash, it pulls him into the water, dragging him deeper than he thought the pot could ever go. Suikui are water ghosts and are the spirits of those who drown. They appear in the exact location when they died. Only once a Suikui lures another person to their death by drowning will the spirit be free. At that time, the spirit will return to the world of the living, while the helpless victim will become a new Suikui. In this way, Suikui create a cycle of bad luck and dangerous place. Dare to swim? So guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And see our next video about top 10 creepiest ghosts in Europe. See ya!